Hey everybody, it's Pim Coop, and on January 16th, Barack Obama used executive order to pass 23 new gun laws in America. And he was surrounded by kids also because he said that they were there because they sent him letters saying that they didn't feel safe because guns were on the streets. And Barack Obama is emulating a lot of big dictators like Hitler, Hugo Chavez, Fidel Castro, because they used kids when they wanted to get rules, laws, and regulations passed because they knew we used the kids, people were sorry for the kids, and whatever law, regulation, or rule that we want to pass because they feel sorry for the kid, and he agrees that we need these passed, then they'll just agree that we need them passed, and they won't argue, complain, or discuss it, saying, oh, do we really need that passed? Is that infringing upon our rights? Do we not? No, the kid feels sorry, we need these passed, sign. And that's what Barack Obama is doing, using the kids like big dictators have, and following suit with what big dictators have done in past history. And then people that read it on the computer said, wait a second, these laws are only for helping mentally unstable people from getting guns, or for people to not be able to get guns so easily at gun shows. And it's like, no, it's not about that. It's about taking your rights or liberties away from you so you can't get guns. So if a government does try to overturn the American citizens and riot against us and put you in a jail, then you don't have a gun to protect yourself, like the Jews didn't have when Hitler and the Nazis came and took them to concentration camps. They had no weapons, they had nothing to protect themselves. And that's why we gotta keep our guns. And people are there saying, no, guns are bad. Well, inside of these 23 new gun laws are out there, a lot of people said, well, we need the police officers to be protecting us. That should be the only people who should have guns. And it's like, well, Barack Obama, in one of those 23 laws, said that police officers can only hold certain guns, certain amount of ammunition on them, and certain ammunition on them. So he is now prohibiting them from doing their job that people think should be the only people that should have guns. And it's like, how do you not see that he's prohibiting the police officers from trying to protect you? Then he said that people can only have a max of 7 bullets inside any type of gun. And it's like, well, now you're telling us how to run our lives. You can only have 7 if you have a clip that holds 10. So he's infringing upon your rights to how many bullets you have. Then he said that in Barack Obama's Obamacare, there's a bill or a clause in there that said doctors can talk about guns. And people still think, oh, Obamacare's the greatest, I got health care. But yet they allow doctors and stuff to ask you, do you own a gun? If you have some illness like post-traumatic stress disorder or some illness that they feel makes you unstable, then they can take that information, give it to the local police officer, government, the FBI, and then they can come to your house and take your guns free will without you saying anything. And they're going to say, oh, you are considered unstable to own a gun, yet you probably never fired the gun once, so it's underneath your bed without ammunition. They're like, oh, that could be sometime you can go nuts and just use that gun and kill your next door neighbor if he ticks you off, so you can't own a gun. And they're just finding little ways here and there to go poke, taking away your liberties and rights, little bit by little bit. And people are there like, no, this can't happen. This is not true. No, they're not taking away our guns. They're just trying to make certain people that shouldn't have guns not have guns. And it's like, no, they're taking away your rights, your liberties to own guns. They're not following the Constitution. They don't even put together a great bill to stop the debt and the physical cliff bill. So you're telling me if they can't do that, then they're not really going to help you with guns. They're just not going to care about you because they want them to be the Nazis and Hitler, and for the American citizens to be the Jews, and to put us in concentration camps that they're building in the South and the little areas that they bought from the United States. Said, oh, now this is our land. And then they got cemeteries, and they got plots, and they got all these areas to bury people once they go into those concentration camps. And then on top of that, you have guys like Piers Morgan who's getting yelled at by Alex Jones, and people like Alex Jones are kooky, he's a nutcase. He's, one of those stupid Republican conspiracy theists who doesn't know what he's talking about. He's off the wall type stuff. And it's like, no, he's up there screaming and yelling because people would then listen to him. He's trying to get into your head saying, hey, you guys are getting controlled. The government is trying to take your guns so they can control you. I'm here to try to wake you up. I'm trying to let people who watch CNN and the Piers Morgan show, and to let the establishment know that we're not going to willingly take our guns and just give it to you. You're going to have to fight to get them. 1776 were immense again. That's what he said, that we're not just going to lay down and say, oh, take it, run me over, do it, I don't care. No, he's trying to wake you up, and people still say, oh, he's kooky, he's crazy. Yet he has proof, documents to say, hey, look at this, hello. Gun violence has been going down. In 2012, gun violence went down by 49%. According to him. And if you go on the FBI website, you can check it, all the different statistics. Yeah, gun violence was going up a little bit, then it went down drastically the past decade because more people got guns. The more people that get guns, the less gun violence you have, because then people are going to be more scared. Oh, if we try to shoot this guy, who's to say he doesn't have a gun, who's a better shot than I am, that's going to shoot me? And that's what he's trying to wake people up and say, that they're logic, that they're lying. They're using big catastrophes and big disasters to make people think that gun violence is so bad in America that we need to ban guns or ban certain type of guns. And big semi-automatic type guns are hardly ever used. Most times it's pistols or this or that are used because they're more easily obtainable. You can't get big semi-automatics at any gun store. It takes time to get them. They have to order them from different places. They have to get them. You can buy a pistol or Glock or something from a regular gun store just like that. But semi-automatics take time to get. They don't happen that often. It just happened recently that semi-automatics were in a couple of different shootings. So the government's like, oh, we got to stop them. We got to get rid of them. We got to get rid of them. Like the governor in New York. Get rid of them, get rid of them. And then that's why you're probably going to end up having more gun violence in America, because people are going to go nuts and say, no, 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 you're not going to take our guns. And then we're going to start shooting and have another civil war because of the government. And you know what the government's doing? They're not actually getting rid of guns in America like they're hoping for. They're getting people like myself and other people who would never think about owning a gun to buy guns just because they know that the government's trying to overthrow us and turn us into Jews. So, Barack Obama, you're doing a great job because you're not getting rid of guns. You're adding more guns every single day because in the past year there's been more guns bought than ever before.